Okay, so I'm back. Stop that camera shaking. Okay, so I've now drawn in the teapot as far as I can. As you can see, I've kind of modified it quite a bit down here. It still looks slightly wonky to me, just a little bit wrong on that bottom edge. But the whole idea of this is to just create a starting point, a strong starting point for the painting process. So we will actually lose all of the line eventually anyway, when we start to put paint onto the canvas. Okay, so now I've drawn out my image into the grid, transposing each information from each cell as faithfully as I possibly can into its corresponding cell on the canvas panel. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it more permanent. This is drawn in pencil, just an ordinary 2B pencil. And now I'm going to use a Sharpie. I'm actually using a fine point brown Sharpie. I prefer to use brown than black when I'm doing this. Just because it's just better for the painting process. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in all the lines that I actually want. So I'm just going to follow all the lines that I feel best represent the shape. So I do apologise that I keep stopping talking. It's quite difficult to draw and talk at the same time. But, and again, you know, if you go a little bit wrong at this stage, it's not a big deal because, you know, in the painting process, you know, I'm going to lose a lot of this line anyway. It's really just a guide. So it's all the lines that I feel are going to be useful when I come to start applying paint and colour to this. So I have actually suggested where there's light, patches of light and things, and the sort of reflection in the teapot from the spout and the handle there. That's just me. It doesn't, you know, it's not something you have to worry about. It doesn't have to be hyper detailed or anything. Okay, so there we have it. I've got my drawing of the teapot. So I've got it this far, and now, because that's now permanent, using a permanent marker, I'm going to rub away all of the lines that I don't want, including the grid. So, as you can see, I press quite hard. The thing about canvas as well, you won't, it kind of holds on to the pencil marks quite a bit, so you have to work it in, but don't worry too much. As you can see, all the important lines are still left behind from the marker pen. So again, you know, it's quite a lengthy process as well to get rid of all these lines, but actually, because the painting technique that we're going to be using relies on thin layers of paint, semi-transparent layers of paint, it's quite a good idea to try and get rid of a lot of these background marks, so you don't have to work as hard when you're actually in the painting stage to get rid of them. You'll be surprised, even a pencil mark can sometimes come through. Not that it's a massive big deal, you know, there's ways around everything in painting, you know. It's quite a forgiving process really, because you're constantly modifying anyway, so. Right, so